So if you've ever used ChatGPT, you know that initial spark of magic, right? But what happens when that feeling fades and you're kind of left stuck? Well, today we're going to explore a path to move way beyond those basic prompts and really achieve fluency with AI.
First things first, let's talk about something I think we've all felt but maybe don't talk about enough, that cycle of AI frustration.
You know the feeling. You start out with these huge hopes, thinking this is going to solve everything. But then, pretty quick, you just hit a wall. The answers aren't quite right, the whole process feels a little clunky, and you're not even sure you're asking the right questions. Sound familiar? And this just nails it, doesn't it? You get these really generic, kind of robotic results, and you end up feeling like you're wasting more time wrestling with bad prompts than you're actually saving. It's that nagging voice in your head that says, I'm just not getting this.
Okay, but what if we're looking at this all wrong? What if the goal isn't just to find a shortcut or to automate our work? What if the real power of these tools is actually to help us get more clarity in our own thinking?
This quote gets right to the heart of a totally different way of looking at it. See, the idea isn't to replace your brain, it's to sharpen it. It's all about using AI to elevate your communication and, maybe most importantly, your own judgment. This slide just lays it all out. Are you looking for a magic box, or are you looking for a collaborator? With the clarity mindset, you stop hunting for some perfect, secret prompt. Instead, you focus on defining what you actually want, and then you guide the AI to help you get there. And that right there, that's the big mental shift. You stop being a passive consumer, just kind of taking whatever the AI spits out. Instead, you become an active director, taking full control of the whole process and the final result. So, how do you become that director? Well, like anything, it all starts with the fundamentals. And in this world, that means mastering the art of the prompt. I mean, just look at this. The difference is night and day, right? Help me write better is so vague. The AI has no choice but to guess what you mean. But look at that clear prompt. It gives a role, a task, context, and it tells the AI exactly what kind of output you want. You're not asking for magic, you're giving clear instructions. And here's a simple 4-part framework to help you get that clarity every single time. First, give the AI a role. Tell it who to be, a hiring manager, a creative writer. Next, the task. What do you want it to do? Then, the context. And this is the part most people skip, but it is an absolute game changer. And finally, the output. What should the final result actually look like? Answering these 4 questions will transform your prompts. And remember, this is a conversation. A huge mistake people make is just giving up when the first response isn't perfect. Real mastery is all about iteration. It's a back and forth where you give feedback to shape the output until it's exactly what you need. It's a process. Okay, so once we get the hang of prompting, how does that one skill build into a complete journey toward really mastering this stuff? You can see it's a really clear progression. It all starts with those foundations, learning how prompts work. Then you move to application, using those skills on real-world stuff. After that, you learn to personalize it, make it sound like you. And, this is key, set boundaries. The whole point is to get to independence, where you can use these skills confidently no matter what comes your way. And here's where things get really fascinating. True mastery isn't just about knowing how to use AI. It's about having the judgment and the restraint to know when to use it. Honestly, this question right here is what separates a casual user from an expert. The most effective people have a really clear sense of where AI is a huge help and where their own thinking, their own practice, their own creativity needs to take the lead. And these are some great examples of what those boundaries look like in practice. For instance, maybe you make a rule, always write the first draft yourself, then use AI for refinement. Or you decide you're never going to use it for personal journaling. The key is to figure out your goal first, before you even open the app, and to always remain accountable for the final work. So, after all this, what's the ultimate goal? Where does all this practice and judgment and restraint actually take you? It leads you to become an independent user. This is someone who doesn't lean on AI like a crutch. They use it thoughtfully, as a powerful collaborator, to strengthen their own work. The goal isn't to outsource your brain, it's to supercharge it. And as you go down this path, you'll find all that initial frustration we talked about just starts to melt away. That anxiety about doing it wrong is replaced with real confidence. And you won't just be able to use the tool well, you'll actually be able to explain and defend why your approach works. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In a world where AI is everywhere, maybe the most important skill of all isn't about mastering the prompt, but mastering the discipline to know when your own mind is still the most powerful tool you've got.